Hey, what's up guys? Today I bring to you another video review of a camera lens that I personally really enjoy using, and that's the Canon 11-22 EOS M. First of all, I'm going to start off this video by saying that this lens is one of the biggest reasons that I decided to switch over to Canon's EOS M system. I was looking for something really compact and had a nice ultra wide angle lens, and this lens actually suited my needs very well. Before this lens, I was using the Canon 10-22 on the Canon T2i, and I used this on a few of my travels, and I kept feeling really weighed down by it, so I was looking for something smaller. So I decided to switch to the EOS M system and try out this little 11-22mm lens. I've had this lens for about 2 years, and this video is just a culmination of my experiences using it. In this video, I'm going to be going over the build quality of the lens, size and form factor, image quality of the lens, and just the overall value the lens provides. The Canon 10-22 has a really nice metal build, and it's in a very small form factor. The manual focus ring is also metal with a diamond textured pattern. I found that overall using this lens felt a lot better than Canon's 10-18mm for the EFS line, and that's mostly because of the materials that you're going to be touching when holding the lens. For the size and form factor, the lens is super compact, so you can toss it in any bag you're thinking of bringing out with you. And this is super handy, especially when you're traveling, because you just don't want to bring as much stuff, and being so small and compact makes it easier to bring around. The lens itself only weighs 220 grams, which is really comparable to Sony's 10-18mm on their crop sensor camera. This lens also accepts filter sizes of 55mm, and that's handy if you want to add a polarizer or other filters onto the lens. And in being so compact, I found it super handy to use to make vlogs and just bring around on your everyday shoots. The lens has a nice good size zoom ring around the main portion of the camera, and then has a nice fat manual focus ring, but not that you would need to use this lens for much manual focusing since it is an ultra wide angle lens. The lens has a nifty macro feature, being able to focus as close as 15 centimeters away from the subject, which can be handy if you want to get some nice background blur with some small objects. I found the image quality to be very sharp. I did experience some vignetting in some of my shots, but that's nothing that can't be solved in a little bit of editing in post. Being an image stabilized lens, it really helps with the video, so it just reduces the shake when you are shooting. But being so small and compact, this lens is not very fast, so it kind of suffers in low light circumstances. So if you are planning to take this out in low light, do expect some noise in your footage. But that said, it'll still be better than any smartphone in low light situations. Now for the value aspect of this lens, I found it to have really good value because it is really cheap in comparison to other crop sensor ultra wide angle lenses. If you're comparing this one to Sony's 10-18, I think that one's about $900 or so, and this one you can grab for $450 retail. But I found that you can get it for even less if you get it secondhand, and I think I got this one for about $350. Overall, I think this lens is very versatile in its range, being 11-22, just zooming in a little bit more than the 18mm on most ultra wide angle lenses, and also being image stabilized makes it really good for video if you are taking it out and about. And in addition, with the size, you just really can't beat that small form factor. So that's all there is for this week's video. If you guys liked it, feel free to give me a thumbs up down below. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on this lens. Leave your comments in the section down below. I will get back to you guys next week. I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye.